Deaconess Brent suddenly noticed that two little decoration figurines on the dining table had gone missing. She thought, are they playing hide and seek? She asked if anyone had touched the little figures, and was met with a deafening silence awkward. Then Brent pointed out that the first two lines of the poem in each room reminded her 10 figurines went out to dine, 1 lost at night, 9 left. 9 had a call at midnight, 8 left in the morning. I can't help wondering if it's a counting game. Isn't that how the playboy and housekeeper died? One choked at dinner, the other slept forever in dreams. What's even weirder is that when Brent checked the playboy's body this morning, she found a deadly substance in his mouth. Talk about a horror story. This poison dissolves quickly in liquids, and coincidentally, the housekeeper had also used a sedative before she bit the dust. Could the mystery medication in that medical kit be the culprit? Brent's logical reasoning seemed sound, but the doctor was nervously defending herself, claiming she brought the medical kit to save the Owens couple. But obviously, this saving explanation sounded more like saving Captain Jack. The group was skeptical. Just then, the detective had a light bulb moment. How about searching her medical kit? And the others couldn't sit idle either. After searching, they discovered everyone had just regular medicines, and they all breathed a sigh of relief, thinking, looks like we can party safely. But if the killer wasn't among them, then someone was definitely hiding in that house. Maybe it's the mysterious Owens couple trying to send them all packing to the afterlife. He made everyone pack their bags quickly. Once the fishing boat arrives, they'll be out of here. But Guillaume seemed totally oblivious. He boldly suggested searching every room with the detective, turning it into his own detective show. And most people were outside resting, giving them the perfect chance for a room search. Unlike others, the general was alone by the shore, mind swirling with memories of commanding troops nostalgia. Suddenly, he found a love letter from his wife in the aide's pocket and thought, well, this is just too creepy. Seeing the aide wearing his hat, he didn't hesitate to pull the trigger. Talk about a dramatic twist. Suddenly a fog rolled in by the shore, and he vaguely saw a familiar shadow coming. Oh no, could it be his wife? Fear and relief tangled together, making reality seem all the more bizarre. Meanwhile, the trio searching had a big discovery. A strange noise from the basement alerted the mercenary. As he opened the door, he pulled out a handgun, like 7. The sight stunned the other two. You don't bring a gun on vacation. But this clearly was not the time to ask questions. The mercenary rushed in. But inside wasn't an arsenal. It was just the housekeeper with her folding cot, prepping for the sleep of a talk about a plot twist. The housekeeper replied, if you just hand over the medication, you can leave here. There's really no need to change rooms. What a dedicated employee. This guy's work ethic was as laughable as a joke. Its peak workplace dedication. So the three ignored the diligent crazy guy and continued discussing, who's the real killer? As time passed, the expected fishing boat never appeared, but the seagulls were circling, as if saying, hurry up and pair up. She went to check and found the general down, with a blood-soaked stick next to him like something straight out of a movie. In the dining room, Brent turned and found another little soldier missing, thinking, this number game is really getting out of control. Seems like this backs up the general's demise. As the storm howled, the room felt like a tomb, and the boat that was supposed to pick them up never showed. Surprisingly, no matter how they searched the mansion, the Owens couple was still missing. What a mystery. But more victims were still to come. Who could the killer be? The judge suddenly had a shocking revelation. The Owens names, one spelled backwards, correspond exactly to unknown. But what kind of game is this exactly? Is it possible that some mysterious wizard lured them to this island, and the culprit is among them? This ramped up the suspicion, with the mercenary being asked to hand over his gun, and the housekeeper's identity under scrutiny. The bickering ended in vain. They returned uneasily, hoping for rescue by boat tomorrow. That night was destined to be anything but calm. The doctor's knocking in the morning was like a wake-up call, chilling everyone to the bone. Another one has kicked the bucket. Everyone followed the doc to the basement, and there lay the housekeeper's body in a shocking state. Was this a disaster? This is no lie. The doctor admitted Brent was right, and she was on the brink of losing her mind with all of this. Now, Sol, what are you going to do? You're done for, the doctor exclaimed, realizing Brent's claims were spot on, driving her nearly insane. Who would have thought this luxurious getaway would turn into a one-way ticket to the afterlife so dramatic? Trapped on this island, all they could do was wait, like waiting for the next horror lunch. At that moment, the doctor quietly approached the judge, proposing an alliance. Let's survive this deadly game together. The judge pretended to accept gladly, but his sharp gaze seemed to hide a secret. What could it be? As the storm struck, the electrical system couldn't handle it, plunging the mansion into darkness, truly a scene out of a movie. Brent took the initiative to find candles, but passing by the dining room, he spotted yet another missing soldier, thinking, well no, it's another signal, no need to ask, someone's dead. The old brother was stabbed to death. Thrilling. Letters spelled sealed nearby. Fear spread among the survivors like a virus, sanity crumbled, and suspicion became their only weapon. Everyone started to remember each other's whereabouts, which only heightened the tension. It felt like an explosion was imminent. Just then, after the brother's death, the mercenary found a gun missing from the drawer, which meant the killer not only had vanished but had also added a new weapon. At this moment, the judge issued an order: search everyone's belongings ASAP.